Hello my friends and welcome to monthlies. This is going from July 23rd to August 22nd. And just quick note, thank you everybody for helping, sharing, subscribing, liking. I appreciate a lot. 10,000 is a really cool thing to be at just in less than 5 months. So quick announcement, we only have one special this month, which is your expert. So if you want it, check it on my website. Love you. Hello my sweet Pisces friends and welcome to our August Taroscope. And basically it is for the Leo transition from the 23rd to 22nd, but I'm kind of stretching it so we are going to encompass the entire 5 weeks. So I'm doing it a little bit differently this time, and I know it's very long, but I'm actually really doing as I told you in the beginning, from all the sides. So what do you guys have? It's kind of really interesting because I'm trying for every sign just to get one card, and I got 4 for you. And here it's like really interesting. When I saw it, I just loved it. Look at this card, going with the flow. And if there is like one sign that can absorb this message, it is absolutely you. So maybe we should start from there, right? So what do we see here? We see this figure that is completely relaxed and at ease, right, in the water, letting him take whatever basically it should take him. This person mastered the art, I guess, of being passive and receptive. And we know all this feeling, the feeling when we are on vacation and we are just like enjoying the water, the sun, just the senses, right? So this is like not a person who goes thinking, oh, I don't like this, or I want to go the other way. It's literally you're just absorbing every moment over here. So this is saying that every moment in life we have a choice to either enter life's waters and float, or like salmon, try to swim upstream. So when this card really appears, it's indication that you're actually able to float now, trusting that love will support you in your relaxation and is going to take you exactly where it wants you to go. And you have to do just go with the flow. So I would say allowing this feeling of trust and relaxation to grow more, and everything for you will be happening basically just the way it should. So this is not something that is going to help you if you remain stagnant, right? You have to move, and you have to move actually like water. So Lao Tzu said the way of the Tao is a watercourse way. It moves like water. So guys, what is the movement of water? A river. So the movement has a few beautiful things about it. One, it always moves toward the depth. It always searches for the lowest ground. It is not ambitious. It kind of never wants to be the first, and in fact wants to be the last. So for those of you who are religious, remember Jesus says, those who are the last here will be the first in my kingdom of God. So you see, Tao and Jesus are absolutely agreeing about that, right? So be the last, be non-ambitious. Ambition means swimming uphill. Water goes down, and when it goes down, it searches for the lowest ground. So it wants to be really a non-entity, just basically afloat. So this is no ego, guys. And I really think when something like this happens, this means it's a huge potential for really becoming who you truly are. And I know this for a fact because I'm seeing these other cards here. So we have here Vision Quest in desert, island and solitude, water again, huh? Shaman, healing, ancient healing wisdom, and wind, activation. Can't you see how everything relates to this back? So how do we start? Desert has no water. You can absolutely not go with the flow. So this maybe represents how our life becomes really dry when we are trying to force it. Going through the desert is a really difficult task. In this deck, when they're referring to this card, they're really actually talking about what they called vision quest. So vision quest is a process where, you know, you really have to be on your own. You just basically take few necessities and you go to a place that is really not friendly to really explore the environment and explore the solitude. So that solitude basically is going to come up with answers, because you do have those answers within yourself. So sometimes people just go into the wilderness, sometimes you simply lock your doors, shut off the phone, television, and you are really going into your own cocoon, and you're kind of spending all this time connecting. Not reacting, connecting. Again, you're not swimming upwards, you're swimming like with the flow. You're letting this go, you're letting everything surface, right? So many people who actually completed this vision quest, they kind of say that this is really powerful and for most life-changing experience, and some revelations can come. So this is your time to go on this vision quest. Designate time in the nature for the solitude. This is, guys, one of the most powerful cards in this deck. So this is everything that you see. The rest of it here is amplified, maybe threefold amplified. So you see how this is asking, first of all, for you to go inside. So vision quest is asking for a solitude. So look at this, how this is basically reinforced here for you. So this is the second card you have here, Island. What a beautiful picture here. So we have here, look, a solitary tree, right? That is surrounded by this kind of very almost like glassy sea. And oh my gosh, it's so perfect for you, Pisces. You probably must be just enjoying by looking at this site. I mean, since I am sort of cusp, I have to say I'm mesmerized with this as well. So this is basically evoking different feelings for all of us, depending on our perceptions and depending on our beliefs. So this tree, as you can see, it's purple and it's like in full blossom, kind of stands out like amidst this darkness and kind of like possible thunder, and it's kind of like really illuminated. You see there is this beam of light just coming down to it, right, where the sky is actually really dark. It is very elegant. It is probably reminding us that maybe the circumstances are barren, but there is like still huge beauty and huge growth. So again, solitude. It's asking you guys to take some time for solitude, and it is preferably in silence. Spend the morning, I guess afternoon, or even the entire day or weekend by yourself, completely unplanned and unstructured. We do know this like wound up feeling, right? Where you have to go, 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 go. And the worst part of this wound up feeling is like you always feel like you're dropping balls. And it just gets worse. Right now, check it out. It is just for you. It's a gift to you, Pisces. So basically, you are immediately putting stop on all these vibrations of your worries, of the millions of other people's worries and fears that actually kind of like inflect upon you and affect you, whether you want it or not. So this is basically helping you remove these barriers. Understand that even as this tree, you can quickly blossom. And just remember, isolation is experienced not by choice, but out of fear. So when you decide to spend time with yourself in solitude, you are choosing to once again find and connect with who you really are. So guys, were you swimming upstream when I'm seeing all of this? Because now we are going into some kind of like serious territory of shaman. So it's probably, I'm seeing the story evolve, that you maybe feel disconnected from who you are. You're going to go on this spiritual journey. This is reinforcing so loud. If you can be somewhere close by the water, or at the very least go into your bathtub. I bought one of those lights You know, you can literally just drop them in your bathtub and they kind of like have all these chakra colors coming through. It is like really spectacular. First of all, you're getting all this chakra healing. Second of all your senses are affected. Because next thing you have it is shaman. Check this face. This face been through everything. This is someone who has seen and who knows. This person has witnessed like suffering, joy, pretty much like most of us, right? So this is a person who is able to travel beyond reality. So see, you're going deep to kind of get this knowledge, right? The shaman also lives life in ceremony, right? And it treats everything with some kind of reverence, including the death, including life. So this is saying that whatever illness you have, this could be physical, emotional, psychological, or it could be just a simple disturbance in vibration that you're feeling, and hence you're feeling you just cannot put these puzzles together, because no matter what you do, it's almost like the train is passing by them all the time and shaking them up. So this is saying that whatever other methodologies or remedies you pursue, no matter what they are, allopathic, alternative, combination, I mean, I do a really mean Reiki treatment, so if you guys need vibrations aligned, let me know. But this looks like you'll be able to actually come to that yourself. So this is a time for deep healing. It is starting with your relationship with you and with spirit. So all you have to do is like call upon your spirit guides, or go into meditation, or connect. So this is kind of like that solitude that is asking you to now go to the next level. This is asking you to possibly create some kind of, I guess, ritual. So see yourself as healed, whole, and complete, and it shall be. So literally going inside is also asking you to really ask for the higher guidance, whatever your higher guidance is for you, and go with the flow. Literally, you are a receptor. Can you see, like, you're really encompassing the feminine, water, deep in the womb, right? So how is this month going to end for you guys? Where are you going? So there is this wind. I think it just want to see. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love it. Is this a whale over here? So it certainly looks like currents of air that's circulating on the planet, right? And this doesn't look like a gentle breeze that is saying here in the book, no. So I simply look like this as probably using as much force as you need, because you see with this wind, you're actually affecting this water. So this is telling me that after you kind of like go deep, if you become lethargic, you are probably feeling that because of a lack of activation. So this has to be something that stirs your senses. So it could be anything from walking outdoors, or feeling this breeze on your body, or even inhaling the different aromas, even from nature, or incense. I'm not a big supporter of incense because I absolutely hate smoking, and I have the ozone in my home that is actually always cleaning any air, and I always have the fresh mountain air at home, and that's maybe why I'm a little bit high on ozone all the time. But this can also be just going to that warm bath that I was telling you, like where you actually do experience this body of water and you're activating your senses, especially if you have this little light thing and it's like only $10 or something on Amazon. So this is going to, this time around, activate your emotional responses. And if you can hug other humans, just do that, because there is this need of being physically held, because the wind is always there. It's always hugging you. It's always touching you. So make sure that at the very least, toward the middle of the next month, so middle of August, toward the end of August, you engage in some of activity and be fully present, because be ready for multidimensional experience. Just movement alone, like whether it's like you're just simply dancing by yourself, you just move to the music, you cook your food, this is going to require you also to be very present. But I guess you're not going to have really a hard time with this, because after all, you guys will be going with the flow. So let's see through tarot. And I did shuffle the cards, but here I stopped because this card jumped out. So I just really wanted to continue this in front of you, and I will be actually referring to these cards later if there is a need for it. Interestingly enough, before I would just give you this oracle card for the very end, and I felt, because they're so powerful, that maybe message got lost. So this way you can actually see how this integrates. So check it out. You got the death card. Something has to die, literally. Like, what kind of vibration is it that is affected? Are you feeling that you're not getting your heart's desires? Are you feeling that either you're not expressing yourself very well, or that maybe others are, you know, not communicating with you properly, or telling you that you are the one who is the problem? In any case, this can be on the multitude of levels. It is calling for transformation. Transformation is never easy. And you see, this is what I was saying to you. Transformation is the best through solitude, where you kind of like try to figure out what is that you want. And sometimes can be a very selfish thing, but you guys are not selfish. You always look for the bigger picture. You're Pisces. You are in this flow, and even though here maybe you're just letting go, you are like aware of everybody being around you and being kind of like part of this concept, and this is kind of trusting. So I don't know what's going on this month. We are going through some major jump with all the signs that I have reviewed. It is just like absolutely amazing. Wouldn't it be nice that we wake up 1st of September and we just live in a better world? I think it would be absolutely awesome. That we don't need to work anymore, that we are doing everything we just always wanted to do: study, spend time with kids, you know, lie down in the nature, because we have the robotics that can do everything for us, and that the money doesn't exist anymore, that everybody's paid what they need to be paid, or maybe not even paid. Money concept is bad anyway. Look what you have. You have the Temperance and you have the Lovers reversed. Now this is interesting. There are two opposing forces. This is talking about the choice, and this is talking about the unity, about right time at the right place. So in a reversed situation, this is telling me that there is, I guess maybe there is like this fine-tuning that has to happen. Something is not in place, so maybe this is something that you have to determine. Pisces, you'll be kind of overpowered by somebody or something, or some kind of events. Okay, Pisces, August. Holy smoke. Recently I'm getting lots of messages. It's kind of weird. Yesterday I was doing the readings, and cards would just like literally like be thrown out of my hand. I thought the card flipped. Am I losing it? I don't see it. Okay, so I didn't. Pisces for August, from July 23rd to August 22nd, primarily. There we go. Pisces for August, from July 23rd to August 22nd. Huh. The World. There it goes. Look at this. You have 3 majors in a row. 3 majors. And there it is. Holy smoke. This is weird. The World would be something that is coming to an end. A cycle comes to an end, unless it is reversed, like it's here with you. The Hierophant are the rules that maybe you're following. You're not sure why you're following them. Maybe you don't agree with them. Maybe it is something that you just like feel, well, I gotta do that because everybody does it, right? Or it feels like there is kind of lack of some kind of commitment. And yet There is like a will for unity. There is like this will for choice. It looks like that maybe some of you are lonely, and you're lonely because you feel betrayed. That maybe could be a whole bunch of things that are kind of aggregated to kind of like feel like the sharp stabs in the back. The good news about these cards is like the worst is behind you, because this is 9 and a 10. And sort of like it's going to be interesting that you're going through this cleaning the house. This is again the card, the Hermit, is going deep inside. So all the solitude and all this kind of like vision quests, don't make this into a lonely affair. This is like simply kind of a relationship with yourself. This is a trip on which one you're going to benefit immensely, and you're going to love yourself. So I think this is also calling for unity within yourself. This is calling for truly figuring out which kind of rules you want. So now generally this is not a good position when it's reversed. The world, when it's reversed, means you kind of feel stuck. You do not want to go with the flow. You don't even want to go against the flow. How hard would it be to be stuck here? Do you understand what kind of power, what kind of stress that would take in order to kind of like literally not move? Well, this is what this card reverse says, kind of not letting go. And oh my gosh, this patch of water here is like so much fun. It's so warm, it's so nice, and not moving. But you have to. It is just like simply how the nature works. Go with the flow. This also could mean that you'll be going back and revisiting. Maybe you will go deep in those healing modes that basically the oracles is suggesting you will. And I would like you guys to tell me if you do, and how you're doing, and what worked for you, because we all looks like are going through these phases, and you are given so far really intense lesson with having this vision quest coming out for you. So this could be that you'll be questioning everything. Are the rules that are imposed on me working for me? Is my life well organized? How do I feel about maybe not getting things that I thought I should be? How do I feel about betrayals? Do I feel, you know, that I'm ready for the next phase? So this is really interesting. On the bottom of this deck, you have engagement and true love. Lovely. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Well, the good news with doing this vision quest is like that you're actually affecting your karma, because we all are here to accomplish a soul contract. Sometimes we stray away. Most of the time we stray away. That's why we meet soulmates and karmic soulmates who actually push us back, and their lesson that we hear really resonate. So with you guys, you really looks like are learning how to actually connect with your karma. So when you go on this vision quest, you're literally affected, because you all of a sudden see this like path. So it's no more left or right, it's no more meandering, like then you really know where to go. Okay, so let's see what you have. Passion, chemistry, release your ex. So could that be that 10 of swords that we saw over there? Make the effort in the past, forgiving and learning. Yeah, give your relationship a chance. Getting to know each other, finances and career. Again, healing family issues. You see, shaman. Look at how much of shaman you have here. And retreat. Oh my god, there is go solitude vision quest right here. Unbelievable. So unbelievable. So let's leave this engagement over here as well. And here you have 5 of Pentacles. There is like your soulmate card on chemistry. Good for you. Queen of Pentacles reversed. Again, that is an X. 3 of Wands reversed. You made an effort but didn't go anywhere. 3 of Swords. So yeah, forgiving and learning is a biggie for you. You're still feeling this harsh pain. And maybe this is why you're stuck. You're stuck in some kind of nice emotions that you maybe had at some time, and maybe you feel lonely without someone in your life. This also can be just a simple feeling of rejection. It generally does talk about a third person interfering. It generally talks about getting the short end of the stick. And keep in mind, this is really ego lesson, right? It is like not the three that you feel like really Three of Cups reversed, that you feel in your heart, kind of like, oh, my chest hurts. Like that's why they call it heartache, right? This is like really torment in your head. It's actually even worse, because it's like a movie playing right in front of you, and each time you play, it hits your heart, because swords are more powerful than cups. Good news, something is turning around and flourishing. There you go, we have another Three of Pentacles, getting to know each other. It's going to be conversation we'll have there. Wow, One of Pentacles reversed on finances and career. For like the Emperor reversed under him, healing family issues. You guys have an issue with somebody coming on too strong on you. You felt controlled. You felt that you have been aggressed upon. You felt that you haven't been listened to. And there are things that maybe it was an influence of your father that resonates, and they're like sore spots that have to be addressed. So let's see this retreat. Yeah, you see the strength, I think, and this kind of like relates, these two relate. You're either overpowered, or you're too strong, or somebody doesn't want to commit here. So the strength has to be regained, and activation, remember, activation is like regaining the strength. So let's see, what do we have here? Okay, so you got really heavy quest cards, heavy oracle cards. So here you do have one ace, and you have major arcana, two major arcanas. So it's going to be really interesting, because it's going to allow you to go deep into all these issues. So with the past, look, you have 3 threes. So it's clear for those of you who are my viewers that there was an issue of a third person. And even though you made an effort, great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. It looks like you kind of like made this investment. Like here in these times, like they were like literally loading things on ships, and then they would wait for this to be sold and it would come back. But these ships sunk. So the entire investment was lost. And you see, you were ready to battle on. You see, this kitty is like all kind of like all wounded. But this kitty learned lessons. Like they are like harsh lessons, lots of bruises, injuries. But this kitty is determined that I'm becoming a better soldier and I will carry on. But maybe just one more thing, just one more step. You see, and you did. And then what you got were lies, or the truth hasn't been told, or worse yet, somebody tried to convince you into something else that you knew very well is incorrect. So here is talking about releasing your ex, which could be the very last partner that you had. It could be also just generically everybody. So if you're going on this vision quest, guys, just like make sure it's maybe during full moon, and on a piece of the paper, or bring some paper and pen with you in your like maybe nook, maybe it's just a little room that you have, maybe it's just in a park on a bench where you can be completely uninterrupted and have a peace. Just make this like field trip with yourself, and then write a whole bunch of things there. Write whatever bothered you, whatever bothered you about the exes, wherever you feel you have been shut down. The time has come to clear your energy and burn it. It doesn't have to be at night. Check out when is the full moon and just burn it. During full moon ceremony, we are like releasing things that are not working out. So this is the ex, Queen of Pentacles. Reversed is like somebody who is not present in your life anymore. Somebody who just like was superficial and didn't really get you. You see, Knave of Chalices. It could be also that this can represent you, Pisces, but there is like no connection there. Even if you're with this person, there is no connection. And yeah, it is leaving something that you're starting to feel, I deserve better. I actually deserve much, much better. It is time for me to walk away and check it out. Sometimes we leave, and sometimes we realize like what we had actually was something that we should have valued more. But sometimes we just have to leave. In your case, I think it's asking for you to leave behind things that didn't work for you, and where you were not cherished. It looks like the person you were with kind of like took you only skin deep. They didn't realize this depth and how deep you can go. You're water sign, and this is especially evident for people who were involved with earth signs, in particular Capricorn. So what's happening? You have been left out in a cold. There is like this enormous passion, that is onset of the passion, and it says allow your heart and soul to sink with joy. But then you have like this Five of Pentacles, kind of being shunned, being injured, being wounded. But you have this from the past as well. So this is maybe why this cleanse is important, because you still have it in you and you have to eventually activate, but you have to first clear. There you go. You have to clear things that are not working out. Magician reverse is manipulation. If somebody is going to tell you everything, yes ma'am, that the chewing gum is also going to create, you have to make 3 wishes, is going to create 3 wishes, you get me, right? Something will be told to you that is simply not there, and this is why you kind of like feel maybe isolated. This can also refer to the finances as well, because I see here that this is going to be financial kind of like orientation, and it's going to be some kind of lift off. So this is the activation. This is the wind, right? Because, well, the owl doesn't necessarily need the wind, but look, the owl is like taking the sword and laying down the sword. So this is kind of being in charge of this activation, and kind of, you see, understanding if somebody wants to manipulate you. Also, it's important to understand if you are the one who become a manipulator. So King of Swords is asking for this truth to be revealed or to be demanded, and to sort of like stop in tracks when somebody is trying to empower you, right? Because here it's saying all this information, and I think you're going to come back, you're not going to have patience for this anymore. So passion for you is going to be also cleaning all this negativity and cleaning all these things that kind of don't work anymore. And this is great, because look, you're going from passion to chemistry. What's the difference? Passion is, I guess, inner motivation, and chemistry is the outer motivation. So chemistry would be on the outside, seeing another person that kind of like evokes kind of good feelings, and it says there's a strong magnetic attraction here. So here we have like this soulmate connection. Here we have, well, see, there is like this moonlight again, kind of getting together, understanding each other. So this is that sense of kind of connectivity which you had here in the Lovers, is a choice, but here the choice is made. So let's see. Moving on, look, you have 2 twos. You guys are having somebody else coming in your life, or in order to get someone else, you see, like here is like this karmic connection. You see this kind of like cross in the stars, but this is kind of interesting here because it's on 3 levels. You have cups, you have wands, and you have swords. So heart, mind, and passion, right? Like it's kind of getting activated. So 6 of Swords is talking about kind of like leaving things behind that don't work anymore. And you still don't know if when you cross, if it's going to be better, but you surely hope that it's going to be better, right? And it's going to be certainly partial success. This is a lovely card because look, it has both white and red roses. So both friendship and love relationships, sort of like building things on a proper ground. You're going to kind of integrate things that worked in the past. You see one of these wounds are bolted to the wall, the other one is like still loose. So this is kind of looking down on this water. So just like, again, go back to that tree over here. Kind of, yes, maybe the solitude is needed for this, but it looks like it's kind of really needed for you to get to this kind of soulmate connection. So there's lots of mixed feelings. You guys are ready. This is why probably saying go with the flow, because there are still issues that are hurting you. You feel that you've been told things that you have. I think that's probably even hurting you more than a breakup. It's hurting you that somebody really took you for a ride, right? So this is what's needed: forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. And then there's like 3 of Swords. Rejection is God's protection. So remember this. This happened for a reason. This could have been your karmic soulmate that kind of pushed you back. And look, you're now changing your karma. The very last card that you have there is Major Arcana. It's 8. And 8 relates to the Star card, the healing card, and looking up. So as you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. So you guys, you have this. This is not carrot on the stick. This is a carrot. So it's kind of really weird. You have both at the same time. You have a pain and a new love. It's just like, what is the difficulty with this is like before you close one thing and move another, then these 2 liquids kind of get mixed, right? Remember this Temperance card that kind of jumped out. It mixes it with this kind of like tint of what has been happening. So instead of like moving in a healthy relationship, we kind of just basically heal the pain instead of like really recognizing it. So this is really asking you to kind of like seal things from the past. You see, it's kind of hard for you because the 11, the Justice, this is one of the 4. This is the second one of the karmic cards. And you see how much karma here is at play. So this is saying that you're really feeling that you got a short end of a stick here. It's really, you're wondering why Justice didn't step in here. Where is karma? You're asking this, but rest assured, karma is always served. Yeah, you kind of like felt being cornered, and maybe certain things happen by surprise. Maybe you just get angry whenever you think about the situation. Maybe you feel if you kind of did things differently that you will get different results. But check it out. This is basically what happened. You had no chance. It was not your fault. It absolutely wasn't. This was, again, karmic relationship that you guys had. So what is karmic relationship? It is somebody who simply are going to shake down something in your life in order for you to learn a lesson. And you learn this lesson and you are a changed person. You are a much better person. Sometimes we refuse to learn that lesson. Sometimes we crave this person. It's almost like sucker for the punishment, right? Sometimes we learn it, and you guys are going to learn it, because this is what's happening. You're going from one to another. So just make sure you have the solitude. It looks like this is all it's going to take. A couple of days on your own, and things are just like moving around, because there is somebody else showing up. Work on your partnership. So Ace of Wands, some new passion. Look at this. You have a passion, and then you have chemistry, and then again you have this enormous masculinity and passion. So you see, there is like still feeling a little bit out of reach. 9 of Cups reversed, which is a wish card. Yeah, you know, this is what's happening. You do want to give it a chance, but you have to close all these loose ends, because the moment when you do, this potential is going to start to realize, and this is what's going to happen. It's going to be you guys moving into this like wish territory. So this has to happen before these 2 cards turn around, and then basically the partnership has to happen. It looks to me that the reason why these 2 cards are reversed is because right now, like, either you want, because that's why you have this, you just like don't want to move forward. You just want to be stuck where you are because certain things feel so good. Maybe you do feel really rejected. Maybe you feel kind of like still find yourself daydreaming about certain things and certain events. But you know what? The water has to flow. The water has to go. And I think maybe what you're hearing me saying here about the solitude, maybe it was like, oh my gosh, this is the last thing I want. I don't want to be on my own. You go, guys. It's the easiest when you face your own fears, when you face your own pain. All these kind of like gurus that they have, you know, pay me $3,000 and I will tell you have to repeat, I don't know, a zillion times per day, or I'm great, I'm amazing, I'm imagining myself as this is already happening. None of that works. None of that works. Save your money. The only thing that works is connecting yourself with the nature, with everything. This is where you get all this like vibrations. And this is basically how you heal. So what do we have here? Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So there is like this still kind of like stench of, oh my gosh, why this didn't build? Why? There you go. Why didn't this work out? So this is in your feelings. You guys need to transform. Why question? Doesn't matter here. I will tell you why if you really want to know. This person was your karmic soulmate. So somebody who kind of pushed you into learning this. And what was the lesson? Lesson was that there are liars and they're manipulators on this planet. And you cannot change it. They always will be there. And people will always take advantage of us. It's just for you to understand that you can draw this line in the sand. And just say, well, it sucks, but I have learned this lesson. So this is asking for you to transform. So to understand that it's not everybody. It was that person. So there's like still that anxiety. I mean, there is another 9. You had a 9 over here. So you had the third 9 here. So there are final phases, guys, for you to go into the beginnings. Really, like you have a 1 here, you have a 1 here, you have a 1 here. Geesh. Like you're literally on the edge. So just guys need to let go. This anxiety will go away if you go into this kind of solitude. There is also things that you have, and this is kind of in your environment, finances and career. It says financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. So 1 of Pentacles is saying like missed opportunities. So let's see, what is this all about? Building walls. It's all financial and feeling manipulated. It could probably relate to some of you if you are going through also financial breakup, right? Where you feel that whole investment was for nothing. But these are very pragmatic kind of like issues. These are very financial issues. It says financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. And the financial part is not really working very well. You may be splurging money. Maybe the money is being just left out. Maybe people are just demanding money of you and just like feel that you're a cash cow. So if you meet somebody right now who is trying to take advantage of you, I would just say cut it out and be blunt as you want to be. You have my permission. Tell them to write me a complaint letter. You need to also reverse this. And I have a feeling, since you have 9s and 1s, and this is a 1, by the way, this is like 1 of cups. This is the only ace that is missing right now. So that is basically a vision quest. So make sure that your finances do not leak. And it looks like, you see, there is this healing family issues. The issues that maybe you had with your partner stem all the way back to your childhood. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Since the Emperor reversed is here, it feels like that you have been suppressed as a child. Look, the Emperor and the Empress, by your parents, by both parents. They're both here. And possibly even by the siblings. So they're like severe, deep issues that actually affected your union. Yeah, you see, was there maybe sibling rivalry that you had when you grew up? Was there that you feel that you were jealous of maybe the other families, that they are happier? So this has to be addressed, because you have the Empress, you have the Emperor, and you have Knight of Chalices, all of them reversed. You guys are, this is your this is your vision quest. Whatever family issues you have, go deep and just like think about it, face what it was and face how it makes you feel. And I'm giving you quite stuff the opposite of all these gurus. And when you face it, it's going to feel pretty bad. You might even cry. A whole bunch of emotions will come to the surface. But guess what? It's getting out of your system and it's over. It might take a few takes, but it's all good, right? So, what is the trajectory for this month? Again, retreat. We have this go with the flow, desert, solitude, activation, and it is time to disconnect from the world, and there is strength here reverse. So you need to heal. This is the month for healing. You see, Six of Pentacles, you have to kind of close this whole thing by understanding that give and take has to be a flow. So this is go with the flow message. Six of Pentacles is saying that even when you give something, it has to be in balance. You just cannot give and give and give. That unconditional life, that's, I like that, unconditional life. No, unconditional love really doesn't exist, because even with our pets, when we have love for pets, we still expect them that they behave, they use their like little sandbox, that they don't mess things around. And sure, we don't harshly do anything about it, but at the same time, this is kind of understanding what is that you need. There is the third karma card, is it? This is Swords, this, yeah, third. We just don't have the Judgment here. So karmic period for you guys. Just join the crowd. Everybody has this karmic period. So what is this engagement? Yeah, this passion cannot take off. You see, like have it reversed until you carry these burdens. Time to drop it, you guys. It's the ending. It's a switch. It is the switch. So this is literally what is happening. Something, the king is dead, long live the king. All right, so what I'm doing next, I'm going to do Lenormand. So for those new over here, Lenormand is situational spread. This is more or less talking about spiritual aspects of karma and how is basically reflecting on you and your sign this month. Lenormand is going to be very pragmatic. This month you're like getting on the ship, you're traveling, and it can kind of give me that kind of perception. So instead of like you waiting that I put all these 32 cards on the table, which I have shuffled already, I will actually click back when this is done. All right guys, so for those of you who don't know Lenormand, this is basically grand tableau. It means it's like all 32 cards on the table, meaning I'm looking and almost like the, let's say we are gods right now. We are looking at your life and this is the matrix of your life currently. Even though it looks, the lays flat on the table, it really isn't flat because kind of the time is really not as linear in a small segment. The small segment is that we live. So they're like two significator over here, the lady and the gentleman. So either of them can be you. Kind of genders are very kind of like fluid over here in Lenormand. So interestingly enough, this is your karma card, guys. Here, check it out. It's right here next to you, and it's right next to finances. And the child is here. Is this your child? Is there something that you started, I don't know, sometime behind? Maybe this is talking about those financial issues that we saw over there. Maybe you started something that kind of like made you very happy, but you have ran into the problems, or you are just going to. So there is like that karmic kind of thing. It's a big block for the some of you. There is a way out, kind of again going back. You see, there is like this mountain. Like, does this kind of not remind you of? Check this out. See where you're going, what is required of you. It's required of you to go on this vision quest again. And then you have this coffin here, right? That's the death card that you had here. It's also the shaman who really knows that very well. See the moon, it keeps coming back here because you will actually go over, this is that next month over here that I'm looking. You will actually come to that feeling of who you really need to be. You're going to recover your health over here, and I'm talking about spiritual health. You are still going to be dealing with a whole bunch of issues, like maybe this month they're going to be big ones. That's why there is this vision quest that is needed. But look, at the same time, you feel right. You see, this is the fish here. That would be this. You are right now the fish. You are going with the flow. It's asking you, look, enjoy this water because the sun is shining. It's a really good thing. Things are growing, and the clover is basically something really lucky that is happening. So it is really actually a good spread, because you have the fish, the whip, the clover, and the heart on the edges. So other than whip, which kind of like something has to come to the surface, which is that activation, you kind of like need to really get active over certain things. Everything else is kind of karmic. And this karma card is kind of like something that you're climbing is going to create the soulmate. Remember that we saw, yes, this is the soulmate who can be somebody from a long distance actually, with whom looks like you will actually end up committing to. It's going to be lots of communication. Like, I don't know why, it's like everything around seems to be far away, or it's going to be really vibrant communication. And with a couple of months, if there is somebody from the long distance, there will be visits, or you might even move. Something has to again end for something else to start. It could be even somebody from the past resurfacing, because you see this is a gentleman here that is coming next to the lilies, and this talks about somebody from the past. So some of you have in trajectory the clover, which is luck, smaller luck. Then the bouquet is a bigger luck. Bouquet is like really, the bouquet is coming out of nowhere. So wow, nice surprise, lovely surprise, really, if you think about it. You see, but that's the key. First something had to end, and then something is showing up as a solution. So this is what happens when you have this vision quest in solitude, right? So what is going to be cut off? Like the stork is a good card, and it could be some kind of secrets that will come to the surface because the book can come about, or some kind of smarty pants things that took place will now kind of like lose the power. So there is this crossroad happening. But the key over here, guys, is still that karma is still asking you to kind of like go deeper inside of yourself. You see, it's kind of really interesting. There are kind of nagging things here. They're nagging things here, like no matter which significator it is, it looks like it's coming up with the same thing. But then it's getting reactivated back to kind of like, okay, dating is back on. There is like this soulmate, and this ring is knighting the heart. That, guys, means engagement. It means commitment. About 5 months. And it really, really could be either from a long distance, or you might even go on a trip and marry over there. So 5 to 7 months, guys. So go with the flow. When you meet a new person, do not shun them. Give them a chance, but at the same time, you guys have to reconfigure who you are. You have to become better in order to kind of, you see, you magnetize right now to maybe attract people who are pushing you back on your karmic track. And you maybe just have to take this lesson in stride, say, okay, I learned it. I'm ready for the next phase. So it is like when you learn it, the karma gets kind of like that telegram, and then you're kind of like moving to this next level. And this is basically what happens. So okay, guys, I'm going to put this on the table. Now I'm doing grand tableau with Gypsy, and I'm doing always in the upright for the general reading. And here we are going to have quite a few significators. It's going to be single, married, wanting to be single, wanting to be married. We'll have mother, children, fathers, enemies. So like tarot is very spiritual, and Lenormand is very practical, and this one is kind of like exploring emotions and how really we process things like on that level. So let me get back to you in a few seconds. All right, guys, so the cards are all on the table. So let me tell you the significators first. So there is a wife that can represent a woman in a relationship. It can represent a person with the kids. You know, it can also represent on and off kind of a person. And there is a sweetheart. So keep in mind, each of them can be you. Even the wife can be somebody without kids over here. Then you have foe, which could be even us. We are all numbers enemies, but it could be our rival. Then we have the sweetheart, which can represent single ladies or anybody here looking kind of like what's going to happen. Then we have Lord, and Lord can represent a professional, a guy, or you know, somebody who could be also be married or in a serious relationship. Then we have a young lady, which can represent a child, or those of you younger ladies over here. Then we have a lover, which can be also us, or it could be, you know, somebody we have an eye on, and another enemy, another rival. So let me give you a few storylines that I see here. First of all, it's kind of interesting here because between the Lord and wife, so let's say they are married people, there are some kind of secrets over here. There is jealousy. It has been lots of emotional issues. If this is you guys, then that was kind of you. It looks like it was going both ways. One partner had too much fun. Look, you have the cheerfulness and the pleasure seekers. And I think one partner asked out. Remember when we saw this, like, I mean, the heart pierced? So here is this misfortune and death. Kind of, and the prison card is here reversed, and I purposely left it reversed, even though I'm always reading these cards upright. But you see, when this card comes reversed and this one, then it's really not a good news, because prison is never a good card to have. But this is kind of getting out of prison, which is also literally for some getting out of marriage. So almost like feeling, you know, it was the ending. Kind of like really stuck about this falseness which you kind of had over there. There were like some kind of truths not being told. So there's still issues going on in that respect, and this is maybe why you had in the other spread this whole feelings of the rival. Maybe there was a conversation. You see, you have a child over here as well, so it certainly can mean a new beginning, but it can mean something that has been left in the past, because here's the child, wedding, and money kind of like connecting to this Lord. So this can be a guy, but this could be you ladies as well. It is kind of really weird because there is one person who kind of like feels really, really fortunate about what they are doing. So that was that magician that I saw, who actually doesn't care if he's making other person desperate or jealous. So especially if you guys are in serious relationship, it looks like that you had some really issues. Look at this, a range of emotions from sorrow, like I mean, to the journey, wedding, Lord, soldier, wife. Now the soldier is being on guard and not knowing what to do. There's this jealousy, and there's a scholar again, like it's feeling that stuck. And I really like that was that world. Now I see this world, like you kind of couldn't move. You were kind of completely frozen, kind of like, I want what it was. I really want it. I want this child. I want marriage. But that kind of stayed in the past. And looks like there were conversations about it and didn't go anywhere. So one of these people in your life, guys, was claiming that they have a special friend. It turned out the special friend is more than a special friend. So some of you people became single or demanded divorce. You're breaking up. You're getting out of marriage. Where is the priest? Here it is. Yeah, exactly. So see the prison and the priest. Yeah, that's a divorce. Some of you are going through divorce. Some of you are having children. You're putting the end to it. And you're becoming single. And guess what? As a single person, you actually now have this element of understanding when person has too much fun, the balance between trusting and distrusting. And there is like reunion. But this reunion doesn't have to necessarily mean with another person. Yes, Where is it could be that you'll be going through hate and this person is going to become an enemy, and then you'll reunite with this person. Yes, it is possible, because now, like, when I go back to, you know, your tarot reading, you did have the soulmate, right, with release your ex. So you see, when you change your attitude, when you change this kind of karmic thing, when you really figure out what you want and you're not debating this anymore, it's not out for like in any kind of discussion, you're actually setting a stage saying, I'm not going to tolerate this anymore. And then you become a different person. Your magnetic field is different and people react to you differently. So yeah, if you even reunite with this person who maybe has taken something away from you, it's going to be different. You see, you're going to be wiser and you're not going to compromise. You will really want that. For the single ladies, or those of you who kind of like are not looking back, who kind of left this death in the past, for those of you, you're going to be looking to the new horizon. And I also see something here long distance, like one next to another. Something could be jumping up from the past. Maybe there is somebody who you knew in the past. It is kind of really interesting. So there is like also one more guy here who's completely self-absorbed. Oh my God, look, lies. Maybe he's even lying to you about their like a relationship status, marital status. Maybe this person is showering you with gifts and going out, but this person is lacking constancy. So all of a sudden you'll see this person disappearing in the evening, on the weekends, and they'll come up with some kind of like limey excuses and try to convince you into this stuff. So always giving you some kind of false hope. So this person is going to make you scratch your head about it, right? And you will really go through this process of knowing what is false love, knowing what is making you, it's kind of acknowledging your own self when you feel wrong, when you feel this is kind of like not right. Guys, I'm going to repeat, this is again, some of you are closing this. You see, you have the scholar and you have a thought over here, and the secrets are going to come out. So this is this vision quest and your solitude. So we have the shaman here. So you see, you have a doctor and something is lifting up. You're kind of getting a new kind of deal and activating. Merchant is this activation. It's renegotiating things. It's kind of like becoming really active. So the key for you guys is go with the flow. And I also want to get one more thing for you guys. Let's get from this deck one more thing to kind of give you advice for the end of this. Oh my gosh, water everywhere, guys. You are going to absorb us with emotions. So go with the flow and ride the wave. You guys are going to amazing month. You're going to do nothing. You're going to enjoy yourself, and all the things are going to just resolve themselves on their own. So what is ride the wave? Right now, success is easy and effortless. You can be assured that you're entering a time when you can ride a wave of abundance. The tide has turned, and you can put your surfing skills to the test. Everything that you know, all your talents, coupled with your hopes and dreams, will carry you forward. People and circumstances have come out of the ocean of potential and possibility to take shape in a wave of spectacular activity. Know that you're definitely on the right path. And with that, Pisces, I am closing this reading for August, and I would love to hear your comments. That means a lot to me, and also especially how you handle this vision quest and going with the flow. So please give me your comments. Please subscribe, like, and share. And for your private reading, please contact me on my website. All the best to you. Have a great month, and I love you.